What's up, squad? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dylan, also known as SeeK. Today we are doing an updated search and destroy class guide. I only made one of these best SnD class videos a little over a month ago, but with the new update 1.14, with the new weapons and one of them being very good, as well as the perk changes, I thought it was worth making another updated class for you guys, so I hope you do enjoy. One thing I do want to specify, these are not competitive classes. These are made for somebody who wants to be successful in public match search and destroy. You could use these as a base for your competitive classes and change a few things around to make them good, but just want to make this clear, these are not comp classes. These are made for just core search and destroy. Hope you guys do enjoy the video. If you do, leave it a like on, and if you are new to the channel, you like search and destroy, and you are not already subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit that little button that says subscribe. I really would appreciate it. We're on that road to 25,000 subscribers, and I'm really trying to get there. Without further ado though, let's hop right into it. Alright, starting things off with my rush class. Of course, the MP5 is the SMG we're gonna want to run if we're gonna be successful, and we're talking search and destroy. We're gonna run the best possible weapon, which is the MP5. It's the overpowered one. It's the SMG that really needs a nerf, but you know what? It has not been nerfed yet, so we're still abusing it. Starting things off with the barrel, we're running the FFS light barrel, which boosts our ADS speed. And we have the Merc foregrip to lower some recoil and give us some hip fire accuracy. That does lower ADS speed, which is why we then cancel it out by running the stippled grip to boost the ADS speed back, as well as the F-Tac stock to boost the ADS speed and movement speed up. And to finish things off, we're running the 10mm rounds, which just make this thing a damage powerhouse. This SMG class is all about ADS speed, the attachment combo for the MP5 here. The ADS speed on this thing is through the roof, and it kills extremely fast because, well, it's an MP5. Secondary, we're just running a knife. I get a lot of questions asking me why I run a knife over a pistol secondary on my SMG classes, and the reason for that is your sprint speed. If you run double time on a knife, you will run a lot faster than if you run double time on a pistol. The pistol slows you down just a little bit. If you're going to want to get to the place as quickly as you possibly can, you're gonna run a knife secondary to make those rush routes happen perfectly. For perks, we're running double time, restock so we can get our equipment back, and tune up so we can get our dead silence back as quickly as possible. Lethal and tactical, I'm classic. I like a frag grenade and a stun. A lot of people like running Semtexes or C4s, both solid options. I just prefer running the frag because I like banking them off of things. And the C4, you just can't throw it as far as other Call of Duties. And well, banking frags is really fun. So frag grenades are usually the ones I like to run, and they help you get a successful rush route, especially with spawn nades in this game. And then stun grenades over flashes, because I like my enemies to not be able to move, whereas flash, they can move around. And if you are a half-decent player with the way skill-based matchmaking works, you get flashed and you'll still know where cover is, because you can move out of the way with nothing on your screen. And when I get flashed all the time, it's pretty easy to get out of the way, whereas when I'm stunned, that's when I end up dying, so I run stuns instead of flashes. Moving on to my specialist setup, it's the exact same class but running specialist. I've been having a lot of fun running specialist in SnD because you feel like a powerhouse. On maps where streaks aren't that great, like a Zur cave, for example, when everyone just sits inside the cave, running specialist and getting behind them works really well. I usually run specialist. I have my double time restock tune up as my main perks. Then for my specialist, I have EOD, Ghost, and Battle Harden. So that way I don't have to worry about equipment, and I can get off the radar in the rare case scenario that they do get a UAV. And then every specialist bonus, I have all the perks in this game, and I feel like an absolute powerhouse while not having to worry about trying to angle my cruise missiles to get it inside the cave. Moving on to my sniper class, you guys know I love sniping at search and destroy, and if we're talking best SnD classes, I still enjoy. I still feel a little douchey when I run overkill in this game, but since they did change overkill to making it from perk 1 to perk 2 now, it's set up for a really good sniper setup, and I have to showcase it. You can run the AX50 with the SMG being the MP5 while running double time, overkill, and amped now. So let me break this down real quick. You can rush up to the spawn snipe with double kill as quickly as you possibly can, faster than you used to if you could run overkill because you couldn't run double time with it. Now you can run double time and still have an MP5, rush that spawn snipe quick enough, and then you can have amp so you can switch to your secondary extremely fast, and then you can just have an absolute powerhouse setup. MP5, same attachments as the rush setup. And then for my AX50, I run the Arms Pro Barrel, the TAC Laser, the Assassin stock, stipple grip, and focus, making it so I don't get flished up as much. My ADS speed is through the roof, and I run this one barrel just to help lower our chance of a hit marker just a little bit while keeping some extremely fast ADS speed. One suggestion I got big time on when I went over my rifle class setup in the last class video was SeeK. I know you said you don't like not running a red dot on your rifles. I know you're accustomed to it, but trust me, the ADS speed and the movement speed, just the feel of it without the red dot, the ADS speed you get is worth it. So I went ahead, gave it a go, and I actually managed to get used to the M4 without running a sight. I'm so accustomed to running sights on my rifles, but taking it off and getting used to it once I found the variant with the iron sights that I like the most, it is kind of the move with the M4 because the ADS speed is through the roof when you set it up correctly. For the barrel, we run the M16 Grenada barrel. We run the Commando foregrip, stippled grip, sleight of hand just so we can reload quick. It's what I replaced the optic with because I wasn't sure what else to run on it. I thought about running monolithic suppressor, but that would totally defeat the purpose of taking off the sight to lower my ADS speed. So we went ahead going with sleight of hand so we can reload quick because I can play a little bit more aggressively with this weapon now since my ADS speed is a little bit faster. And then no stock to boost our movement and ADS speed as well. Just making this basically as much of a fast-paced SMG feeling rifle as we possibly can. You guys know the M4 is just a brutally good gun in this game, to the point where it's my least favorite gun to use in this game. I really do despise this weapon, but when I have to use it, I'm going to use the best possible setup, and this is what I have found to work the best for me. Secondary, running the melee, of course, to get to positions quicker. And then for perks, same perks as the Rush class, except for running EOD instead. Since you do sit on head glitches and sit back a little bit more with this class because it is a rifle setup, not a rush setup. So having EOD is very helpful. And then a frag and stun grenade for our equipment. Next, I have another rifle class I want to showcase you guys. If you don't like the M4 like me, the next best option is by far the RAM. The RAM is the closest thing we have to the M4 without using the M4, except for the recoil. The recoil is a little bit worse, but it's manageable, and you can have a lot of fun with this weapon because of how fast the fire rate is. The attachments I like to run on this gun is the monolithic suppressor, the XRK Ranger barrel, Commando foregrip, stippled grip, and stock, just so I can ADS really quick and have good damage. And this is typically, I like to run this one. I like to move a little quick around with this one to the M4. The M4 is my absolute sweat class. This is I am in a 6v6 game, and I'm just not trying to move at all. I'm against a full party. I'm going to play defense, play OBJ. This is the rifle class I like to run when I'm dealing with M4s, but it's just not... It's not that full-blown, tied, super sweaty lobby where I have to run the M4. It is the I want to have fun, use a really solid rifle, and murder the team. And I can move a little bit quicker with this class, and I can get a good flank on since I do have the suppressor on as well. And we have the ADS speed boost, as well as the recoil control from the Commando, and the damage boost from the barrel. Really solid class to run. The RAM is it really is probably the most underrated rifle in the game. Gradually, people are starting to use it more, but this gun is a powerhouse. Would definitely recommend it. On this one, I prefer to run double time because, like I said, I move a little quicker with this class setup. I don't sit back as much with it. This is more of the rifle where I want to push up and move through the spawn with, and I'm just trying to have an enjoyable time with the rifle, and less of a just I'm against a full party and I need to play defense and cover the bomb site rifle class. This is just a fun rifle class to use with a very solid weapon. Thought it was definitely worth showcasing because the RAM is a really solid gun. Now, the new gun. This is a class setup that I actually got from my man Handler. He's the one who gave it to me, and it was 100% a good class setup to run. I was using the GRAU when it first came out like it was a rifle, and Handler suggested using it like an SMG in one of his videos. Well, we went ahead and I gave it a go, and Handler's correct. It is a disgusting SMG. The GRAU this is literally another SMG rush class, but it's with the new DLC rifle. Let me showcase the attachments. You're running monolithic suppressor, the ZLR Drifter barrel, no stock, XRK Void Rear grip, which is the stippled grip for this DLC gun, and they're running the 50 round magazine, so you practically never have to reload. And it's an SMG, but since it's actually a rifle, the range on this thing is through the roof, and it absolutely shreds. As well as one thing that is extremely surprising is the ADS speed. This gun ADS is as fast as my MP5, at least it feels like it does. It is really a fantastic SMG when you set it up with the correct attachments, and they're running the same perks and combination we do for a standard rush class, because this is an SnD SMG rush class. We just happen to have the new DLC rifle on. So if you make it to tier 15 and get the GRAU, I'd recommend leveling it up to get this setup. It is definitely worth it. Like I said, I got this one was from a friend of mine. After I was trying to use it like a rifle, I got suggested to try using it like an SMG, and I definitely enjoyed it a lot more as an SMG. Alright, for kill streaks, if you feel confident that you can get it, this is my new favorite setup for kill streaks to run. I like running UAV, VTOL, and then I'll either run Chopper Gunner or I'll run Gunship, because they're both really fun to get, especially if you get them in Search and Destroy. They actually work out pretty well, especially if you're on a map like honestly Azure Cave, a map that's not that great for streaks, but if you get a gunship on the map and your teammate runs up and plants B, you could trap him in the cave with the gunship and get the easiest round win of your life. Or even Piccadilly is great to run it on as well. Some of the open maps in this game, running gunship on, you can get a lot of kills on it. It's a lot of fun. If you're just looking for a consistent kill streak setups, loadout to run though, just run UAV, cruise, and then VTOL. That's like the go-to 3 to pick. But if you're looking to have a little bit more fun and switch it up, chopper gunner or gunship are the move in my opinion. When we're talking field upgrades, obviously Dead Silence is the one to run. Some people do like to run the double field upgrade thing, which I do not recommend using. If you don't know, the double field upgrade makes it longer for you to get the field upgrades because you have 2. So you wouldn't get Dead Silence as quick. And in Search and Destroy, we want to run Dead Silence and tune up on most of our classes so that we can get Dead Silence as many times as we possibly can, because that is absolutely game changing in the game mode. Having Dead Silence on gets you easy kills because the enemies cannot sound hurt you. Alright squad, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you do have any questions about anything at all, whether it be a class I talked about or a weapon you want to know my class setup for if I run it or whatever, just any questions you have, feel free to leave in the comments below. I'll try to answer as many of them as I can. Thank you for watching the video. Do me a favor, leave a like if you did make it all the way here and you enjoyed the video, as well as if you aren't new to the channel, like I said, subscribe and join the squad. Help us get to 25K. I really would appreciate it. I will catch you all in the next one. Seek and Destroy. It's been Seeker.